The bedroom clock glowed. 11:58 p.m. Peter Arson lay perfectly still in bed, pretending to sleep. Through half-closed eyes, he watched his wife, Jennifer, slip out from under the covers. She moved quietly, carefully, like someone who had done this many times before. She paused at the bedroom door, looking back at him. Peter controlled his breathing, keeping it slow and steady. After what felt like forever, Jennifer finally left the room. Peter counted to 60, then sat up. His heart pounded in his chest. For 3 weeks now, Jennifer had been sneaking out of their bedroom every midnight. Always to the garage, always for exactly 2 hours. And always she returned acting like nothing had happened. At first, Peter thought he was imagining things. Maybe she couldn't sleep and went downstairs for tea. But tea doesn't take 2 hours. And tea doesn't require locking yourself in the garage. Tonight he would follow her. Tonight he would finally know the truth. Peter grabbed his phone and checked the time. 12:01 a.m. He stood slowly, his bare feet silent on the carpet. Their house in suburban Chicago was quiet except for the soft hum of the air conditioning. Before we continue with the story, please subscribe to my channel. It takes just 1 second, but it means music the world to me and helps me continue creating stories you love. Also, tap that like button. It really helps other people discover this channel. And drop a comment telling me what city or country you're watching from. Now let's get back to Peter and Jennifer's mysterious midnight routine. He reached the staircase and looked down. A faint light glowed from under the garage door. His stomach twisted with fear and anger. What was his wife of 8 years doing in their garage every midnight? The possibilities running through his mind were dark. An affair? But who meets their lover in a garage? Drugs? Jennifer had never shown any signs, gambling, planning to leave him. Peter descended the stairs, each step careful and measured. When he reached the bottom, he heard something that made him freeze. Music, very soft but definitely music. And was that humming? He moved closer to the garage door. His hand reached for the doorknob, then stopped. Part of him didn't want to know. Part of him wanted to go back to bed and pretend everything was fine. But he couldn't, not anymore. Before he could open the door, his phone buzzed. A text from his best friend, Marcus. "Did you talk to Jennifer yet? You can't keep avoiding this conversation." Peter had told Marcus about Jennifer's midnight disappearances last week. Marcus had been direct. "Man, you need to confront her. This is not normal behavior." But confrontation had never been Peter's strength. In their 8 years of marriage, he and Jennifer rarely fought. They talked things through calmly, reasonably. But how do you calmly ask your wife why she's been sneaking into the garage every night at midnight? Peter put his phone on silent and reached for the doorknob again. The door was locked. His heart sank. Jennifer had locked the garage door from the inside. She had never done that before. They didn't even have a lock on this door until last month, when Jennifer insisted on installing one. For safety, she had said. What if someone breaks in through the garage? Peter had thought it was strange, but said nothing. Now he understood. The lock wasn't to keep intruders out. It was to keep him out. He knocked softly. "Jennifer." The music stopped immediately. Footsteps approached the door. "Peter?" Jennifer's voice sounded nervous. "What are you doing up?" "I could ask you the same thing." Silence, long, uncomfortable silence. "I'll be up in a few minutes," Jennifer finally said. "Go back to bed." Jennifer opened the door. "Peter, please, just go upstairs." His anger flared. "You've been coming down here every night for 3 weeks. You lock yourself in our garage for 2 hours. You won't tell me what you're doing and you expect me to just go back to bed?" More silence. "Are you having an affair?" Peter asked, his voice breaking slightly. "Is someone in there with you?" "What? No, Peter, no, it's nothing like that." "Then open the door." "I can't." "You can't or you won't?" Jennifer's voice was quiet when she answered. "I'm not ready for you to see." Peter leaned his forehead against the door. "See what?" "Jennifer, you're scaring me." "What's going on?" "I promise I'll explain everything soon. I just need a little more time." "How much time?" 2 more weeks, maybe 3. Peter straightened. 3 more weeks of this. 3 more weeks of you sneaking around, locking doors, keeping secrets. It's not what you think." "Then help me understand," Peter pleaded. "Because right now I'm thinking terrible things." He heard Jennifer sigh deeply on the other side of the door. "Peter, do you trust me?" That question hit him hard. Did he trust her? Before 3 weeks ago, he would have said yes without hesitation. But now I want to trust you, he said honestly. But trust works both ways, and you're not trusting me with whatever this is. It's not about trust, Jennifer said. It's about timing. It has to be the right time. Peter rubbed his face with both hands. I don't understand any of this. I know, I'm sorry. Jennifer's voice cracked. I'm so sorry for making you worry, but please just give me a little more time. I promise it will all make sense. Peter stood there, torn between demanding she open the door right now and respecting her request for time. After 8 years together, hadn't Jennifer earned some benefit of the doubt? But then again, after 8 years together, shouldn't she feel comfortable sharing things with him? Are you in trouble? He asked. Because if you are, whatever it is, we can handle it together. I'm not in trouble. Are you sick? No, Peter, I'm healthy. Are you planning to leave me? God, no. Peter, no. This has nothing to do with our marriage being in trouble. Then what? Please, Jennifer interrupted. Please just trust me for 2 more weeks. After that, I promise you'll understand everything. Peter closed his eyes. I love you, Jennifer, but this is really hard. I know, I love you too. So much! He heard the emotion in her voice, and it softened his anger slightly. Whatever was happening, Jennifer was clearly struggling with it too. 2 weeks, Peter said firmly. That's it. After that, no more secrets. 2 weeks, Jennifer agreed. Thank you. Peter turned to leave, then stopped. Jennifer? Yes? Whatever you're dealing with, whatever this is, you know you're not alone, right? You have me. He heard a soft sob from behind the door. I know. That's what makes this so hard. Peter went back upstairs, his mind racing with possibilities. He didn't go back to bed. Instead, he sat in the living room watching the clock. At exactly 2:03 a.m., he heard the garage door open. Jennifer's footsteps moved through the house and up the stairs. He waited 10 minutes, then followed. When he entered their bedroom, Jennifer was already in bed, facing away from him. Jennifer, he whispered. I'm awake, she said quietly. Peter climbed into bed and moved close to her. I meant what I said. Whatever this is, we face it together. Jennifer turned to face him. Even in the dark, he could see tears on her cheeks. I know, and soon I promise everything will make sense. She kissed him gently, then rested her head on his chest. Within minutes, her breathing evened out as she fell asleep. But Peter lay awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, wondering what secret his wife was keeping in their garage. Wait. Just to remind you one last time as we go deeper into the story, please subscribe to my channel. Now let's get back to Peter and Jennifer's story. The next morning, Peter woke up to an empty bed. He checked his phone. 5:47 a.m. It was Saturday, so neither of them had work. He found Jennifer in the kitchen making pancakes. She smiled when she saw him, but he noticed dark circles under her eyes. Good morning, she said cheerfully. I made your favorite, blueberry pancakes with extra butter. Peter sat at the kitchen counter. You look tired. I didn't sleep well, Jennifer admitted, flipping a pancake. But these should help. They ate breakfast together, talking about normal things. Jennifer mentioned her sister's upcoming birthday. Peter talked about the project at work that was stressing him out. They could have been any ordinary couple having any ordinary Saturday morning conversation, except nothing felt ordinary anymore. I need to run to the store, Jennifer said, clearing their plates. We're out of milk and coffee. I'll come with you. Jennifer hesitated. Actually, would you mind staying here? I'm expecting a delivery and someone needs to sign for it. What delivery? Just some things I ordered online, Jennifer said vaguely. Should be here around noon. After Jennifer left, Peter sat in the quiet house. His eyes kept drifting to the garage door. 2 weeks he had agreed to wait. But could he really wait that long? He stood up and walked to the garage door. His hand rested on the doorknob. Jennifer had unlocked it this morning when she left. Peter could walk in right now. He could see whatever Jennifer had been hiding. She would never know. But she would know, and that would break whatever trust they had left. Peter pulled his hand back and walked away. He would keep his promise. 2 weeks. His phone rang. It was his mother. Peter, sweetheart, how are you and Jennifer? We're good, Mom. How are you? I'm wonderful. Listen, I wanted to ask you something. Jennifer called me last week and asked about your father's old workshop tools. The ones from when he used to build furniture. She wanted to know if we still had them. Peter's attention sharpened. She did? What did you tell her? I told her most of them were in our storage unit. Why? Did she want to start a woodworking project? Did she say what she needed them for? No, but she seemed very interested in the table saw and the sanding equipment. I offered to have your brother bring them over, but she said she'd let me know. After the call ended, Peter sat thinking. Woodworking tools. What would Jennifer need those for? He pulled out his laptop and checked their credit card statements. Over the past month, Jennifer had made several purchases from hardware stores and craft supply shops. Nothing huge, but the pattern was clear. She was building something. But what and why the secrecy? Peter's phone buzzed with a text from Marcus. Did you find out what's going on? Peter typed back. Not yet, but I think she's building something in the garage. Marcus responded immediately. Building what? I don't know. She asked my mom about my dad's old woodworking tools. Man, this is weird. Are you sure she's not having an affair with a carpenter or something? Peter almost laughed. Jennifer, no way! She's not the type. There's no type, bro. People surprise you. Peter didn't respond. He refused to believe Jennifer was cheating. Whatever was happening, it wasn't that. The doorbell rang. Peter answered it to find a delivery driver with a large box. Peter Arson. That's me. He signed for the package and brought it. Inside, the return address was from an art supply company. The box was heavy. Peter stared at it. He could open it. He could see what Jennifer had ordered. Instead, he carried it to the garage door and left it there. When Jennifer returned from the store an hour later, she saw the box immediately. Oh, good. It arrived, she said, trying to sound casual. What is it? Peter asked. Jennifer picked up the box. Just some supplies for a project. What kind of project? She looked at him, her expression torn between wanting to tell him and keeping her secret. Soon, Peter. I promise very soon you'll understand everything. She carried the box into the garage and locked the door behind her. Peter stood in the kitchen, feeling more confused than ever. Art supplies, woodworking tools, midnight sessions in the garage. What on earth was his wife doing? That night, Peter decided he wouldn't follow Jennifer to the garage. He would keep his promise to wait. But lying in bed listening to her slip out at midnight was torture. He grabbed his phone and texted Marcus. I can't do this for 2 more weeks. I'm going crazy. Marcus called him immediately. Then don't wait. Go down there and demand she tell you what's going on. I promised I'd give her 2 weeks. Screw that. She's your wife, not a stranger. You have a right to know what's happening in your own house. Peter sighed. What if it's something bad? What if she's dealing with something difficult, and I pressure her before she's ready? Or what if it's something you need to know about right now? Marcus countered. Stop being so passive, Peter. Stand up for yourself. After the call, Peter lay in the dark, Marcus's words echoing in his head. Was he being too passive? Too understanding? He got out of bed and walked to the top of the stairs. The light was on in the garage again. He could hear soft sounds. Was that sawing? Peter descended the stairs and stood outside the garage door. He raised his hand to knock, then lowered it. Raised it again. Lowered it. Finally, he turned around and went back to bed, but sleep wouldn't come. At 2:15 a.m., he heard Jennifer return to their bedroom. She climbed into bed carefully, trying not to wake him. Can't sleep? She whispered, apparently sensing he was awake. No. Jennifer moved closer and took his hand. I'm sorry for putting you through this. Then end it. Tell me what's going on. I can't, not yet. Peter pulled his hand away. I don't understand why. What could possibly require this much secrecy? Jennifer was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, Do you remember when we first started dating? You told me about your dreams. Peter frowned, confused by the change in subject. What dreams? You said when you were a kid, you dreamed of being an astronaut, then a race car driver, then a professional baseball player. You had so many dreams. Jennifer, what does this have to do with? And I told you about my dream, she continued. The one thing I wanted to do more than anything else in the world. Peter closed his eyes, remembering. They had been dating for 3 months, sitting in his old apartment, talking late into the night about their childhoods, their hopes, their fears. "You wanted to be an artist," he said softly. "Yes, but you said your parents pushed you into business school instead. Said art wasn't practical." "And I listened to them," Jennifer said. "I got my business degree. I got my job at the marketing firm. I became responsible and practical and sensible, and I buried that dream so deep I almost forgot about it." Peter turned to face her in the dark. "Jennifer, please, let me finish. For 8 years I've been happy with you. I love our life together. I love our home, our routines, everything we've built. But lately I've been feeling this emptiness, this voice in my head asking, what if?" She took a shaky breath. "What if I had pursued art? What if I hadn't given up on that dream? Would I be a different person? Would I be more fulfilled?" Peter reached for her hand again. "You could have told me this." "I know, but I felt ashamed. Here I am, 32 years old with a good job and a wonderful husband, and I'm having some kind of early midlife crisis about dreams. I gave up 15 years ago. So the garage," Peter began, "is where I've been trying to reconnect with that part of myself," Jennifer finished. "I've been teaching myself to paint again, to create, to see if that dream still means something or if I've outgrown it." Peter felt relief wash over him. "That's what this is about, art." "I know it sounds silly. It doesn't sound silly at all." He pulled her close. "But why the secrecy? Why midnight? Why not just tell me?" Jennifer buried her face in his chest. "Because I didn't know if I'd be any good. Because I didn't want you to see me fail. Because I needed to do this for myself without anyone's opinions or expectations weighing on me." Peter held her tight. "You could never fail in my eyes." "That's exactly why I couldn't tell you," Jennifer said. "You're so supportive, so encouraging. I needed to figure out if I actually had talent or if I was just chasing a childish fantasy." They lay there in the darkness, holding each other. "So when can I see?" Peter finally asked. Jennifer smiled against his chest. 2 more weeks. I want to finish the piece I'm working on. Then I'll show you everything." "What are you painting?" "Something special," Jennifer said mysteriously. "Something for us." Peter kissed the top of her head. "I'm proud of you for pursuing this. I wish you had told me sooner, but I understand why you didn't." "Thank you for being patient with me," Jennifer whispered. "And thank you for not breaking into the garage, even though I know you wanted to." Peter laughed softly. "You know me too well." They fell asleep wrapped in each other's arms. The mystery finally explained. Or so Peter thought. The next 2 weeks passed more easily, knowing Jennifer wasn't hiding anything sinister, made her midnight garage sessions easier to accept. Peter still found it odd, but he respected her need for creative space. At work on Monday, Peter told Marcus about Jennifer's explanation. "Art," Marcus said skeptically. "She's been sneaking into your garage every night for a month because she wanted to paint. She's reconnecting with a childhood dream," Peter explained. "It's actually kind of beautiful." "If you say so, man." "Still seems weird to me." But Peter felt good about it. His wife wasn't having an affair. She wasn't sick. She wasn't planning to leave. She was just exploring her creativity. That Wednesday, Peter came home to find Jennifer covered in paint. "Rough session?" he asked, grinning. Jennifer looked down at her splattered clothes and laughed. "I got a little carried away, but it's coming together beautifully." "Can I see yet?" "1 more week," Jennifer said, holding up one finger. "I promise." Peter helped her clean up, and they spent the evening watching movies and eating takeout. It felt like old times before the midnight mysteries began. On Saturday, they drove to Jennifer's sister Rachel's birthday party. The whole family was there. Jennifer's parents, her 2 siblings, various aunts and uncles and cousins. During dinner, Jennifer's mother, Patricia, pulled Peter aside. "How is Jennifer doing?" Patricia asked quietly. "She's great." "Why do you ask?" Patricia glanced toward Jennifer, who was laughing with her sister. "She's been calling me a lot lately, asking questions about when she was a child." "What kind of questions?" "About her artwork from when she was young, about why we pushed her toward business school, about whether we still had any of her old paintings." Patricia's expression was troubled. "I'm worried we damaged her by not supporting her dreams." Peter put a comforting hand on his mother-in-law's shoulder. Jennifer is fine. She's actually been working on her art again. Patricia's eyes widened. She has when? At night in our garage. She's been teaching herself to paint again. Patricia's face lit up. Really? Oh, Peter, that's wonderful. She was so talented as a child, so creative and passionate. She still is, Peter said. She's just been hiding it. After the party on the drive home, Jennifer was quiet. Your mum told me you used to be an amazing artist, Peter said. Jennifer smiled sadly. I was okay. She said you were passionate and creative. I was a kid. Kids are supposed to be passionate about things. Peter reached over and took her hand. It's okay to be passionate about things as an adult, too. You know that, right? Jennifer squeezed his hand. I'm learning. That night, instead of going to the garage at midnight, Jennifer stayed in bed. Peter woke up around 12:30 and realized she was still beside him. Not working tonight? He whispered. I needed a break, Jennifer said. Besides, I'm almost done. Just a few more sessions. Peter pulled her close. I can't wait to see what you've created. I hope you love it, Jennifer said softly. I made it for you, for us, for our anniversary. Peter had completely forgotten. Their 8th anniversary was next week. I'm so sorry. I don't have anything planned. Jennifer laughed. Peter, I've been sneaking around every night for a month. I think I win the gift-giving competition this year. They both laughed, and then Jennifer kissed him deeply. I love you, she whispered. Thank you for being patient with me, even when I was being ridiculous and secretive. I love you too, Peter replied. And you weren't being ridiculous. The next morning, Peter woke up determined to do something special for their anniversary. If Jennifer had spent a month creating art for him, the least he could do was plan something meaningful. He called Marcus for advice. Dude, you forgot your anniversary after all this drama? I didn't forget exactly, I just wasn't focused on it, because you were too busy worrying about your wife's midnight garage activities. Fair point. So what should I do? Marcus thought for a moment. Remember that restaurant you took her to on your first anniversary? The Italian place with the rooftop seating? Giancarlo's. It closed 3 years ago. It reopened last month under new management. I saw it advertised. Make a reservation there. Full circle moment. Peter booked a table for Friday night, their actual anniversary. Then he went shopping. He found a beautiful art supply set in a wooden case, professional-grade paints, brushes, canvases, everything an artist could want. On the card he wrote, Never stop creating. I love you, P. That week seemed to drag on forever. Peter was excited to see Jennifer's painting. But more than that, he was excited to see her pursue something that made her happy. On Thursday night, Jennifer came to bed earlier than usual. All done? Peter asked. Almost tomorrow night is the final session. Then it will be ready for you to see on our anniversary. Peter grinned. I have something planned too. Oh yeah? What? If you can keep secrets, so can I. Jennifer playfully hit him with a pillow. That's not fair. They wrestled playfully on the bed, laughing like teenagers. It felt good to be connected again, to not have secrets hanging between them. Friday morning, Peter woke up nervous and excited. He had taken the afternoon off work to prepare. He picked up fresh flowers, stopped by the bakery for Jennifer's favorite dessert, and confirmed their restaurant reservation. When Jennifer came home from work, Peter was waiting with a single rose. Happy anniversary, he said, kissing her. Jennifer's eyes filled with happy tears. Happy anniversary. Are you ready to see your gift? Are you ready to see yours? They both laughed. You first, Jennifer said. Come to the garage. Peter's heart raced as Jennifer led him downstairs. She had the key in her hand and was smiling nervously. Okay, so remember, I haven't painted in years. I'm rusty. This might not be as good as I imagined it in my head. Jennifer, I'm sure it's beautiful. She took a deep breath and unlocked the door. Close your eyes. Peter closed his eyes as Jennifer led him into the garage. He heard her moving around, positioning something. Okay, she said, open. Peter opened his eyes and gasped. The painting was huge, easily 6 feet tall and 8 feet wide. It covered an entire wall of the garage and it was stunning. The painting showed their house, but not as it looked in real life. Jennifer had painted it in vibrant, dreamlike colors. The sky was purple and gold. The trees were silver and blue. The flowers were colors that didn't exist in nature. And in front of the house stood two figures, clearly Peter and Jennifer holding hands, but they weren't painted realistically. They were impressionistic, made of swirling colors and light, as if they were made of pure energy and love.